In this video, we're going to learn how to add teaching material to your Blackboard courses. Before you can add teaching material to a Blackboard course, you have to have at least one content area in this course menu. By default, 2 content areas are provided in the course menus of all new courses: Start Here and Lessons. We strongly encourage you to use only these 2 content areas for your teaching content. However, if you want to create your own content areas, you hover over this plus sign and choose Content Area. Give your content area a name, make it available to users, which means students can see it only after you add content to the content area. Before you add content, students will not be able to see it, even if you check Available to all users. And then you click Submit. Notice that the Lessons content area has an empty gray box next to it. That means that this menu item, Lessons, is a content area and that is empty. Start Here, also a content area, does not have the empty gray box next to it. That's because teaching material has been added to Start Here. Students can see Start Here, but they cannot yet see Lessons. They will see it as soon as you add teaching material to it. To add teaching material to a content area, click its button in your course menu. Let's click Lessons. To add teaching material, click one of these 4 hyperlinks. Build Content allows you to add informational content like files from your computer to your course. It also allows you to add learning modules and content folders, which are folders that allow you to organize your teaching content. Assessments allows you to add gradable objects like tests and assignments. Assignments are drop boxes. Tools allow you to add communication objects like the discussion board, blogs, etc. We're not going to cover partner content, which is publisher provided content. This video will focus on adding content using Build Content. Before you add teaching material to your courses, you want to think about how you want to organize it. Let's start by adding folders and learning modules. Hover over Build Content. To add a folder, you click Content Folder. To add a learning module, you click Learning Module. A learning module and a folder are both folders that allow you to organize teaching material, but they each display that teaching material to students differently. Let's start by adding a basic content folder. Click Content Folder. Give your folder a name based on how you want to organize your teaching material. In this course, we're going to organize all the teaching material by units. We'll call this Unit 1. This text box has an HTML ribbon. If you can't see this HTML ribbon, click these arrows on the right-hand side to open and close the ribbon. You can add simple instructions, descriptions, or you can embed files, images, and videos into this folder. I'm just going to write a simple description. Scroll down. If you want to set display dates, complete the information in this area and then click Submit. Your folder displays in Lessons, and notice that the gray box next to the Lessons menu item has disappeared. That's because you have added content to this Lessons content area, and students can now see the Lessons button in their course menu. Let's go back to Build Content and add a learning module by clicking Learning Module. Give your learning module a name, and we'll name it Unit 2. We can add material to this text box, and remember, use these arrows on the right to display or hide the HTML ribbon. Again, I'll keyboard a simple description. Scroll down. Because this is a learning module, you have different options from the options you have with a folder. If you choose Enforce Sequential Viewing, you force students to open the content in this learning module in the order in which it appears. In other words, they can't open the second object until they open the first, and so forth. We'll leave that at its default, which is no. We don't want to enforce sequential viewing. Under standard options, you can set display dates, and under table of contents, the default is to show students the table of contents, which is one thing that makes a learning module different from a folder. Students can see a table of contents in a learning module. We'll leave the default at yes. And if you want the teaching material in the learning module to be numbered, you can choose how to number that material here. We'll leave it at the default of none and click Submit to create the learning module. You now have a folder and a learning module in lessons, and once we put teaching material into this folder and learning module, we'll look at them from the student's perspective so that you can see how each one displays material to students differently. Let's return to Build Content and add a file. A file is something that you upload from your computer, like a spreadsheet, PowerPoint, or a document. Let's click File. Before we give our file a name, let's talk about Find File. You have two choices. You can upload the file from your computer, or you can copy it from somewhere else in this course. Browse My Computer allows you to upload it from your computer, and Browse Course allows you to copy it from the content collection. We'll talk about the content collection in more detail later. Let's click Browse My Computer to find the file on the computer. Once you see the file name appear next to selected file, it's ready for upload, but first we have to give it a name. Let's scroll down. You have the option to open this file in a separate window. We'll choose yes. You can set your display dates here, and then you click Submit to upload the file. By default, all content that you add to a content area goes at the end of the list of content items. Here's the file that we just uploaded from our computer. This file is only a link. The original file went to the content collection. Anytime you upload something into Blackboard from your computer, only a link appears in the content area, and the actual file goes to the content collection. And again, we'll talk about the content collection later. Let's return to Build Content. If you want to add a link to a website to your course, you click Web Link. Before you complete this information, you have to know the URL for the website. You give your website a name, and you keyboard or paste the URL here. Scroll down. You can add text or embed objects in this text box. You can attach a separate file to this web link. By default, under Web Link Options, Open in a New Window is selected. You always want web links to open in a separate window. Under Standard Options, you can set display dates, and when you're finished, you click Submit to add this web link to your content area. The link appears here, and all students have to do is click it to go directly to the website without leaving Blackboard, because it opens in a separate window. Let's return to Build Content. To add a syllabus to your course, you click this syllabus link. Give your syllabus a name. You're not going to create a new syllabus in Blackboard. You're going to upload one from your computer. So choose Use Existing File. Browse My Computer. Once you see the syllabus link here, it's ready for upload, and you can click Submit. This page allows you to add text that will appear under the syllabus name in the content area. Let's scroll down. You can attach a separate file to this syllabus. Under Standard Options, you can set display dates, and when you're finished, submit. The syllabus link appears at the end of the list of content in the content area. And like the file that you uploaded here, the syllabus is only a link. The actual file went to the content collection because you brought it in from your computer. Let's return to Build Content. If you want to add an electronic page that exists only in Blackboard, there are two ways to do this. You can add an item or you can add a blank page. They are essentially the same, but they display differently to students. Let's start by adding an item. Let's give it a name. In the text box, you can keyboard instructions or you can embed a file, image, or video. We'll keyboard instructions for this unit. Scroll down. If you want to, you can attach a separate file here. Under Standard Options, you can set your display dates and then you submit. The item that you just added appears here. Let's return to Build Content and let's add a blank page, which is identical to an item except for the way it displays to students. Give our new page a name. In this text box, we'll add some short instructions. Scroll down. We can attach a file to this page and we can set display dates and then we submit. Scroll down and you can see your blank page here and your item here. Let's go to student preview mode so that you can see how these display differently to students. As a student, we click Lessons, and you can see that the item is not a link. Whatever you placed in that item displays right under the title for the item. However, the blank page is a link, and you have to click that link to see whatever you placed in the blank page. Let's go back to Lessons. When you're creating electronic pages in your courses, you should consider how you want them to display to students, and that will determine whether you add an item or a blank page. Let's exit Student Preview. Return to Lessons. Hover over Build Content, and let's add a video. There are many ways to add videos to your teaching courses, but the easiest way is to upload the video to YouTube and then create a link in your course. Links to videos in YouTube take up no space in your course. Your course won't be any larger if you create links to videos in YouTube. You never want to upload an entire video into your course because they're too large and they'll make your course too large. To create a link to a YouTube video, click YouTube Video under Mashups. And you can search for the YouTube video by the video's title or subject matter. If you have a YouTube account and you store all of your videos in that account, you simply put your account name in this search box. When you click Go, all of the videos in that account will load. You simply select the video that you want to upload by clicking Select. Under Description, you can include instructions or information that will appear underneath the video. Scroll down. I leave mashup options at their defaults. You can attach a file to this video and you can set display dates. And then when you're finished, submit. Scroll to the end of the content list in Lessons and your video displays. All students do to watch this video is click Watch Video. If you want to change the position of content in a content area, you hover to the left of the content item that you want to move, grab this yellow area, and drag. If you want to move content items out of the area altogether and into another content area somewhere else in your course or into a folder or learning module, you cannot click and drag. To move content out of this area altogether or into a folder or learning module, Click the arrow to the right of the content item that you want to move. Select Move. The destination course is the course where you want to move the material. By default, the course that you're working in displays as the destination course, but you can select another course from this course list. All of the courses in which you are an instructor display here. We're going to leave it in this course. Click Browse to tell Blackboard where in the course to move this content item. All that displays in this box are the content areas for this course and any folders or learning modules in those content areas. We're going to move this web link to Unit 1, so we click Unit 1 and then we click Submit. The web link is now in the Unit 1 folder. Let's go back to Lessons and let's move the course syllabus. We click the arrow to the right, we click Move, we leave the destination course at its default, which is the course you're working in. Click Browse. The window will display all of the content areas and any folders and learning modules in those content areas. We want to move the syllabus to Unit 1. Submit. And Unit 1 now contains the syllabus. And you do this with each content item that you want to move out of this content area. Let's move the Unit 1 outline into the Unit 1 folder. Arrow to the right, click Move, click Browse, click Unit 1, click Submit. We're going to move the Unit 1 instructions into the Unit 1 folder by clicking the arrow to the right, Move, Browse, Unit 1, Submit. We'll put Unit 2 instructions in the Unit 2 folder by clicking the arrow to the right, Move, Browse, Unit 2, and Submit. And finally, our video, we click the arrow to the right, click Move, click Browse, click Unit 2, and click Submit. And now all of our teaching content has been moved into the folders and learning modules that we created. To delete an item from a content area, click the arrow to the left of the content item and choose Delete. You can also edit the content item and apply adaptive releases to the content item in this drop-down menu. Let's go back to Student Preview so that you can see the difference in the way a folder and a learning module display teaching material. As a student, we'll click Lessons. This is our folder and this is our learning module. When the student clicks a folder, this is what he sees. And if there were a lot of teaching material in here, the student would have to scroll to see all of the teaching material. Let's return to Lessons. When a student clicks a learning module, this is what he sees. He sees a table of contents, and all he has to do is click the item in the table of contents to see the teaching material. He can also use these arrows to see the teaching material. Let's exit Student Preview. Return to Lessons and review what we've learned in this video. We've learned how to add teaching content using Build Content, which allows you to add informational content like files from your computer, and also allows you to add folders and learning modules so that you can organize that content.